That was a mistake by Williams. That was a terrible throw. He's so far behind, there's no reason why he had to do that. He jarred his whole body, and now this will cost him another 2 points. But he's trying. You must give him credit. Another zip over the short line. What's he calling now? And he's got the ace and he's got the game. That was a wonderful, wonderful exhibition.
John, could I have a few words?
Beautiful.
I don't care if the rules say I can stay there. When he's coming like that,
ballet too. Huh?
Yeah.
Matthew has a question for
John,
you.
could I have a few words? Is it hard for you to move from a 4-wall to 1-wall?
It's just going to depend on my serve skills. It's totally different skills, and these guys have them better than I do. But serves and kill shots count the same, so.
How come after all these years you chose to enter this tournament?
Everyone's bugging me. No, just because Joe's come out and tried the 4-wall a couple times, so I figured what the hell. I'm the current 4 and 3-wall champ.
Yeah.
And I might not get to say that again, so as long as I'm on top, I'll give it a try.
Are you thinking of the Hershkowitz and Oscar Ober and Carl Ober and people like that?
I'm just for myself. I'm not gonna. If I keep it over a career like they did, if I do it 5 or 6 years, then I can start thinking about them.
Okay.
For now.
Now, how did you feel about the times when the ball was hit slightly to your right at your feet? It seemed to me he was able to execute a little bit of strength, a little bit of pressure and leverage on you there, whereas everywhere else he was overwhelmed.
There's a lot of situations that in 4-wall I'm just going to take it and scoop it up to the walls, front wall, side wall, as you saw my first 3 serve returns of the match. Front wall, side wall. There's no side wall. I just, if he does it fast, my instincts say to do something that isn't going to work here.
Okay. Now, are you looking forward to a match with Joe? Is that what you're?
I mean, if I'm not serving like that, if I don't get 15 points a game off my serve, I'm not even an A player out here. I mean, if I'm cranking my serve, maybe I can push it. But
a few years ago, you played Eddie Golden and you beat him, I think, 21-4 the first game.
Yeah, I think it was an early match. I think he was partying all night or something. He ended up winning the whole tournament. He wasn't quite ready. But he snapped out of it.
I heard that he started to hit the ball high against you.
He lifted it up, yeah. He just started slow. He just, it was morning, and he was expecting an easy first round. But he's a lot better.
Are you thinking he's going to try the same thing against you this time? And
I don't know. I'm not. He's not. He's on the top, isn't he? I play the winner of Maroney.
Yeah, he's up there among you. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. How do you feel about the beauty of this game, aside from the competitiveness of this game, which I know you enjoy?
I just like being outside, hitting the ball with your hand. Different shots work. I even had a couple myself, a couple 1-wall angles.
Right.
Makes us feeling real confident.
Is it a different experience to not be in a confined area, to be outdoors?
I like 3-wall also for the same reason, because compared to 4-wall, it's much more open. Yeah.
So you prefer this open experience, the sun?
I don't prefer it, but I enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, John. Bye.
Thanks for coming out.
Okay.
Okay.
John?
We'll chat with Paul. Paul, you have a few seconds? We'd like to introduce now Paul Williams, who's on the National 1-Wall Handball Committee and is going to be instrumental this summer putting on a tournament for the inner city kids in the 5 boroughs. Paul is not only an outstanding 1-wall player, but he's also blossomed into 3 and 4-wall. And he's going to be a threat in all these games. And as you saw with his power and his ability to move that giant frame of his, he's going to win many titles, in my judgment, in the future. But Matthew Paris, as always, likes to ask a few pointed questions from his perspective as a poet and as a romanticist. Matthew?
Yeah, I saw you attack his feet, Paul. You try to drive the ball to his feet and slightly to the right. That was your strategy?
Well, hitting it to him. I figured since he's a 4-wall player, he's not used to getting shots right back at him. So I was trying to see what he was going to do with those shots. Unfortunately, he was doing a lot more than I thought. John has overwhelming power. So even though he wasn't angling the shots like most one-wall players would, the power that he has hitting the ball straight kept me off balance. Plus, he hooked the ball a little bit too. Yeah. So even coming off, once the ball bounced, it would just hook a little bit, and that kept me off balance.
Speaking of off balance, had you had trouble with your sneakers? You were sliding around a lot.
Yeah, it's of course a little slippery. Of course, a little slippery, and these sneakers aren't really gripping too well. So a lot of times I was setting up for a shot, and all of a sudden my foot would just slide.
What role does the intense heat have today? Would you have done better, in your opinion, on a slightly cooler day?
I don't think, slightly cooler, maybe a little better, but I don't think that had a big effect. It's not really that hot.
Do you think the heat made the ball move a little bit faster than it usually would have?
Maybe, but it still didn't seem too fast. That ball seemed a little bit slow. It wasn't really that fast, but John was just wailing into it.
Well, it seemed to me you were hitting it at approximately the same speed.
That's true, but I think John still hits the ball harder.
But how did he get back those serves? How did he get back your serves?
Full wall, he's very good at retrieving serves. His legs are in great condition. John trains.
So he gets behind the ball and uses your power to push it back to the wall.
That's right, he gets it back. Also, he sets up better when he goes to a low shot. You know, he's really down there. His legs are strong enough to support him, so he waits till the ball gets to level. He can.
Paul, tell us a little bit about the inner city tournament, which you put together for all the kids in the 5 boroughs. How are you coming along with that? Basically, when is it and stuff like that?
Well, tournaments start the weekend of July 17th, and basically goes approximately every weekend right into August. The tournaments are for juniors 19 and under and 16 and under, for boys and girls, and we're giving trophies and savings bond to try and encourage kids to play more. It's going to be the first event of its kind, really, in New York City, and I don't know how long, if ever. And we're hoping for a large turnout. Schools have been cooperative between the public school system and the Catholic Youth Organization. You know, all the kids have been informed, and we hope to see a lot of new players. You know, we're using the White Ace, which is a lighter ball, softer ball. We're going to have loaner gloves for kids who can't afford gloves. Eye guards for kids who can't afford eye guards, so they can come out and they'll have some equipment so they can use. Hopefully get them interested in it so they can start graduating into the harder ball.
Where can they get the applications for this tournament?
Applications for the tournament, well, they can definitely write to me. Okay. All right, they should write to Inner City Handball, P.O. Box 246, Baldwin, New York, 11510.
Are you willing to give out a phone number so the kids might get in touch with you?
Yes, they can call at, I have an answering machine that's on 24 hours at 516-481-8950. And if they have trouble, and they can't reach me at that number, they should call 212-673-3210 and ask for Paul Williams.
And what are the ages again, Paul?
19 and under and 16 and under.
19 and under 16, okay. Thank you, Paul.
Could they come down on the day and get in, Paul?
They can't come down on the day and get in. These are organized tournaments. The applications have to be in at least a week in advance of each tournament site.
Is it a round robin or a single elimination? Or double
first round, depending on the number of entries, might be one game, one 25-point game, and then after that first round, then it'll be 2 out of 3 21 points.
Is there an entry fee?
Entry fee is $5 for USHA members, $10 if you're not a USHA member.
Okay.
But if you if kids enter more, since there's 5 sites, if kids enter at least 2 sites, then they automatically become a USHA member, and then they can pay $5 for the other sites.
Basically, in which part of the borough will the games be played? Can you think of some courts?
The first site is going to be at St. Andrews Park in Bedford-Stuyvesant. That's at Kingston and Atlantic Avenue. The second site is going to be at Yankee Stadium. The handball court's right outside Yankee Stadium. Third site, Central Park over 96th Street in Manhattan. Fourth site is going to be 73rd Avenue in Fresh Meadows. And the last site is going to be Coney Island.
Very good. Nothing in Staten Island, I know.
Nothing in Staten Island. There is a tentative plans with the Department of Recreation there. They're distributing applications to see what kids are interested. And if there's enough interest in Staten Island, then they'll run one in Staten Island.
That's great. Congratulations.
Well, we can't disown them like that.
Go to the parachute club. I want you to when you get to the parachute drop, that's when I'll come in.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Ruby Obert. I'm in the Handball Hall of Fame, and handball is one of my great loves. And that's why I'm welcoming you here today to Coney Island on the eve of Memorial Day, where we're going to hold our national championships. The first champion was crowned in 1924. His name was Jack Barnes. And all the great champions from that time, Vic Hershkowitz, Steve Sandler, Al Torres, up to the present day, Joe Durso, overwhelmed by all by the champion with the most titles to his credit, Oscar Obert, won 42 national championships, won 3 and 4 wall, singles and doubles, and I'm happy to tell you that I'm his brother. I spent many of those happy years with him, winning championships and traveling throughout this great country of ours. What Matthew Paris, our famous photographer, is going to do now is let me chat a little bit. We're going to pan this magnificent beach, and then we're going to the actual site of the championships, which is at West 5th Street, just a stone's throw down from Nathan's Hot Dogs, the New York Aquarium, and all the great rides here at Coney Island. I understand it's going to be a magnificent weekend. The temperature already today is almost close to 90. So when those handball players get on the courts, there's going to be a lot of sweat, blood, and tears, and only the survivors will be able to be recognized as the great champions of 1992. The major competitors this year are Joe Durso, the contending and defending champ, and Albert Apuzzi, who finished second last year. One of the most intriguing parts of this championship will be the introduction of John Bike into the competition. John Bike is the current national singles and doubles champion in 3 and 4 wall. What he seeks in this quest over this next weekend is trying to emulate the great Oscar Obert in having won the national singles in 1, 3, and 4 wall in the same year, in addition to the great Vic Hershkowitz, who did the same thing, and added by Carl Obert, who won the national singles in 1, 3, and 4 wall in different years. What does John Bike bring to this championship? He brings a tremendous physical prowess. He brings a very accurate eye and ball control, and he has power which can zip the ball over the short line at over 80, 90 miles an hour. Durso, if he should reach the finals with Bike, will have to counter that enormous power and speed by countering with soft lob returns, changing the speed of the ball, and making Bike understand that there are no side walls to protect them. In one wall, you have the side lines, and therefore if the balls are hit at exceedingly difficult angles, it'll be difficult for Bike to move laterally and bring those shots back. So my good friend Matthew Paris and I will now saunter over to the venue of this great championship, and we'll tell you a little bit more about the background of the United States Handball Association and all the people involved in bringing this great championship to you. Thank you again for your efforts, and I hope you all come out to Coney Island and enjoy this magnificent day with us over the Memorial Day holiday. Thank you so much. Ruby Obert, hoping you enjoy this fascinating and wonderful game of handball. Okay, I'll call him in a second, as soon as he's finished. Bob Peters, just step forward and stop right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob Peters, many, many years the executive director of the United States Handball Association, and now doing ad hoc work for the organization. He's been very instrumental in the furtherance of handball for the United States on the Pro Tour especially. He's also involved with the 3-wall nationals and now with the 1-wall nationals. Bob, I believe this is your first time down here.
First time.
What are you feeling so far?
I think it's great. It's outstanding, and like I've always said when I met Toledo, handball is meant to be played outdoors. 1-wall outdoors is really outstanding.
What's your reaction to seeing an actual 1-wall court with sidelines and the ramifications that in full wall you're safe on a loose shot, but here you have to be precise. What do you think of that?
Hey, how are you?
Nice doing. How's
Hey,
it?
champ, how you doing?
I'm only the champ until the next.
Well, what you have to do, you have to get back to form again. That's all.
When I go back to Tucson and our next board meeting,
I think you will.
effective it is to have at least 3 officials and sometimes 5 officials, 1 referee, 2 linesmen, or else 2 deep linesmen. And I think that makes the game
Very good.
We saw a great match here, a tiebreaker between Paul Lonigan and Eric Klarman, and I don't think there was one.
Get a hot dog for umpire.
We're going to continue with you in the ensuing days, Bob. We're going to ask you about some of the USHA plans for 1992 and 93, so we're going to get back to you. Welcome to Coney Island. It's great to see you.
My pleasure. Hi to everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. Strange experience. No, it was the second game.
Black team won the first, huh?
The other team won the first.
Front team?
It's the back team won the first. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I thought it was the black team.
All right, Matthew. This being the second game of the open doubles, John Bike, the fellow who's just about to serve, is trying to go the singles route and the doubles route, and he will have won all 6 national championships in the same year. He's already the singles champion in 3-wall, doubles champion 3-wall, singles champion 4-wall, doubles champion 4-wall. He was in a match earlier today against Paul Williams. He handled Paul Williams' power rather nicely with superpower of his own. But he's up against the tournament experience of Mike Dikman fellow all in white, and his partner, Bob Demetriou. The team of Demetriou and Dikman have been in national competition for a long time. So they bring to this a tremendous amount of experience. There's only one fly in the ointment. The fly in the ointment is that Dikman has a bad back. And after he puts out a lot of effort, as he did in the first game to win it, his back sometimes stiffens up and then he can't function. His great strength is to stand in front of John Bike and try and block him out. With Bike being a very powerful guy himself and determined to win this game, may move a lot faster in front of Dikman. Keep in mind what I said also earlier in the singles.
Who's the partner in John?
Bob Demetriou. John Bite, at the end of the game, gets stronger and stronger. And everybody is starting to wear. He comes into his own because of his tremendous training regimen. 20-city tour, playing handball, which got him into superb shape. Kalil, Mike's partner, is the Northeast representative of the United States Handball Association. He's not a one-wall player by any means. He tried it last year in our tournament. He's a very careful, controlled player, but I don't know if he's going to have enough expertise against Dikman and Demetriou. Demetriou is a tremendous retriever. Keeps the ball moving the same way Paul Lonergan does in the other bracket of the open doubles. Of course, as usual, the referee doesn't want to expend any energy in telling the public what the score is, and therefore I won't be able to pass it on to you. Okay? He's supposed to call the score now. He has not done that. Why? I don't know.
Strange shot, huh? He didn't move his legs at all.
Again, he whispered the score to himself. I read his lips. It seemed to show that John Bike was ahead 11-4, and now it's probably 12-4. Keep in mind, Dikman's back may go on. He's a man close to 50. Bike is just warming up. He has the ability to keep the ball to the long line and then take it off the wall and drop it in for a kill shot. Kalil will be alert. He'll try and get everything back and not miss. Let's see what happens. It was a beautiful ace. Notice that Kalil straddling the line did not move, and therefore it wasn't a hinder except when Demetriou hit him with the ball, which means it's now a replay. Still amazes me is how they're looking into the sun. We have other courts available on this side of the wall. You missed it. No, it's beautiful. It's a gorgeous thing that you're doing. And you're also watching this view of the game, which is amazing. I can see it. All right, where are we?
Planet Earth.
Do you have a question about doubles as compared to singles?
I'm just amazed that the game has changed around as quickly as the same players.
This would happen. As I say, it's hot out there. Dikman is close to 50. He can only finesse so much. If Kalil just gets the ball, John Bike should be able to dominate the game. Let's see what happens. Demetriou is an excellent player, but he can't really carry the ball. He's more or less a retriever, keeping the ball in play. Dikman is the shooter, and Dikman just used an important shot to the corner. You can see the way he moved his body. He actually just pushed it rather than trying to control the ball. Shows a sign of fatigue. Dikman is a great player. Put the ball to the long line, stick his big fat fanny right in the opponent's face, and then drop it. See how he's preparing himself? Look how he's preparing. He wants to drop it in front of himself. The score now is 8-13. just going to attempt to tire him more. Unless he can find Kalil's corner. 9-13. The score is now 9-13. That was a fairly lucky shot by Demetriou. He never intended to do anything. He got away with it. Now it's 10-13. H-Bike trying to take him in. Whether or not Dikman can keep that ball to Kalil is now going to be the question. He's got a little hockey did that. And he's known for that. He's always been known for that.
It's legal.
Yes, it is. You take a position and stand still. Very legal. Being the most bike out of that is a handball. The big expanse of Dikman served to be a double wall. Bike looking straight ahead sees two walls now. Dikman and a cement wall. I still have this feeling that the bike, because of his amazing ability to generate power in the latter stage of the game and the match, will now add maybe 3 or 4 points to their team score. And then they'll be able, I believe, to add that team. Let's see what happens. See, Kalil is just making sure he's not missing. See that? That's the function of the weaker man. He's doing that very, very well. Other guys in doubles, they want to be stars, and they just want to swing their arms and show they can kill it. He's playing a very excellent defensive game, and that will enable Mike to make key shots. He made a mistake there for some reason. I don't know why he did it. He's totally unnecessary. I think he was right to start, and he should do something wrong. I think that if I were the team like this, I would have gone all the way back.
Well, you have to listen to you.
Unfortunately, they cut down the amount of sport in the games, which would be tremendous deficit from the minor games. Having said that, there goes by. He's lucky. See, if Ali out there, the referee wasn't paying attention, another referee would pull that out. But he correctly saw it, meeting the extension of the sideline past the long line. Now watch what happens. Mike had 3 shots was in front. That's a telltale sign. Mike won't relinquish that front court control. Unfortunately, if Dikman serves first, he then just moves down the court and is in the position right away in the front. But keep in mind, I think Mike is not all geared up. He wants to run the point so he can take pressure off Charlie Kalil's part. This is very important. You see them talking on the side? Both teams are talking with each other. It's very important in doubles play. You've got to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it.
Okay, good. I don't think you got the ball. Wear black tomorrow.
Joe, what are you
Wear black like that. What are you going to do about it?
There is a the rules in. You'd be surprised if you observe the ball in flight, even though it's blue, it moves at such a pace, it actually, according to the human eye, it does look black. So as it zips past his mid-frame there, the ball is lost. It's even worse indoors, as a matter of fact. The rule states that you can wear a light-colored uniform, and that can be a light pastel. There can't be any dark colors, because obviously not within the context of the rule. The person who is in charge of the match is supposed to do that before the match, not wait until a critical juncture. Because what's happening now is Mike Dikman is getting a timeout, and that will make him a little more powerful in the ensuing points. So it actually became a disadvantage to bring up the issue of the black shorts. Dikman is taking advantage of that. I still suspect that